deserve to see the top of Mount Everest.
Oh, yeah, when he was like, I shouldn't be able to see that point of view because I didn't work for it.
People are more sensitive now than they used to be. We'll start by bringing up everyone that agrees now. So why are people more sensitive now than they used to be?
I think the newer generations, and this isn't everybody in these generations, but I think everything has become a little too serious. Everybody has their opinions, and you're allowed to have your opinions. But now, it's like you can't have that opinion. You cannot be who you are now. I may not agree or disagree with some people, but I can talk to somebody, and they can have whatever opinion they want, whether, let's say political, and we're not gonna get political for the love of God, but left or right, I don't care what you are. If you got your opinion, you got your opinion. I'm not gonna think any worse of you or any better, it's just that's who you are. If I say something offensive, I'm gonna get canceled. I don't want to, like, right now I can't even talk, I don't want to talk political because I don't want to get into that and get canceled.
Oh,
It's
you
just how it
not a
seems to be
real
nowadays.
man.
For me, be a good person. My God, is it that hard? It's not.
I agree that people now are more sensitive.
Come
but
on, man.
That's
You
not a
gotta-
bad
you
thing.
gotta be able to
I think
speak
it's
your
awesome.
shit.
We're
Speak
more
your mind,
educated.
bro.
We're more aware. We're raising children better. We're not beating them.
But I
with
do
wooden
agree
spoons
people are
like I
way more
got.
sensitive
Like,
now.
I have learned so much about myself from other people who have been learning about themselves in the past few years. And, you know, we're more sensitive to neurodivergent kids. We're more sensitive to LGBTQ kids. We're more sensitive to things like that. And that's okay. Because when we were growing up, we were the weird kids. Again, not going back to that, but life was difficult if you weren't exactly the way society wanted you to be. So the fact that people are more aware and more educated and more knowledgeable and more sensitive, I think is an awesome thing.
With Shipped, it's never just a delivery order. It's shopped same day in the same way you would.
I can't afford therapy. You can afford that matcha smoothie. Therapy is for rich people. No, it's like...
Yeah, so not a negative connotation.
It's not a negative context at all.
Okay, and how about y'all?
Being sensitive, you could see it as a criticism or a compliment. I also think that if we start talking about the entertainment industry, let's look at the movies back then. White chicks, scary movie. You know, look at that kind of joke and that kind of humor. We don't have those kinds of those kinds of jokes
And it
nowadays in our
sucks.
movies. Why? Because you're scared of getting canceled. There's actors that have stated they don't want to get themselves into that because of different people's opinions and especially Hollywood nowadays.
Which is a
like,
bad
be
thing.
careful with what you say because you could get canceled.
Super bad thing,
or
in my opinion.
you could offend someone. Okay, I'm sorry I made you feel that way, but it's also up to you if you want to get offended to that. It takes a lot for me to get offended. I grew up in a household with an older brother, so it was either you joke around with the siblings or you're gonna be the one crying, and it was always like that. And I am Mexican and I'm Latina, so I don't get offended to jokes about what's the joke about, like what's your favorite sport, and it's like cross country or something because you're Mexican. What's your favorite, like what's a Mexican's favorite sport or something?
Oh,
Cross country.
I don't know.
Like,
I've never heard
see,
that
like,
one.
I've never heard of that either.
like
you
stuff
know.
like that. I
That's a
think it does
corny ass
something
joke.
around like that, or just like I don't care if you cancel me. It's not the end of the world. Like I will even cancel myself right now if you guys wanted me to. But it's just nowadays you just have to double think what you're gonna say.
Do it.
I mean, back then you were able to say a joke around the lines of "that's gay" or "you're a gay," and now that's not allowed. That's not acceptable. That's rude. And even if it's with your like homies or the people you hang out with, it's just nowadays you just have to be very aware of surroundings of where you're saying it, how you're saying it, and stuff like that. And
Okay, my turn. So I think sensitive is kind of a loaded term right now, especially just the climate and everything. I would like to say, rather than sensitive, just like more awareness, like being more, especially as a
Woke.
guy, like I'm very in tune
Say it,
with my
woke.
emotions and how I act, and I would consider myself emotionally mature. Don't cancel me
More
if I'm not
woke.
my girlfriend. Yeah, I think it is overall a good thing. I think I can agree and piggyback on a lot of what the people are saying is like, there's a certain point where we're overly sensitive to a point where we can't joke around or where we can't enjoy things, like especially white girls. Love that movie, it was great. It just shouldn't kind of encroach on everything, but we should be more inclusive and make sure everyone feels included without making them feel as if they need to be excluded at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense, but.
I agree that we're more sensitive, kind of going, it's layered, but and the reason why for myself is that I kind of agree, but the term I
Can't-
would use is
bro.
empathetic.
You're a man. You gotta have a stance on stuff. No kind of agree, no kind of nothing. Have a stance, bro. This is what's wrong with people. Have a stance and stay with it. Kind of agree with you, but at the same time, no. That's not what a debate's about. This is a debate show. You gotta have a stance. Otherwise, you're not debating. You're just having a conversation. Jesus.
I think that we're
This is
more
a debate show.
empathetic because we're more aware of how people could feel. And so I think it's important to have emotional understanding and how to emotionally behave.
No.
But when it comes to more sense,
Because when you have an emotional stance on something, you're not going to give your real opinion. Stop. You're afraid of hurting someone's feelings. If you feel that way, then say it. That's where the whole debate comes from. Because then you can either change your mind or you can disagree to disagree. That's the whole point of this show.
that we choose to be more offended. And it's because we'll say this ties to an insecurity or something I have a problem with, whereas the person who's relaying that may not know that, thus you got offended. And so even with the coarse joking, people may not say it here, but people are so afraid to get canceled because they're afraid of how other people feel. They're saying behind closed doors anyway. I'd rather you say it to my face.
No, you don't.
Because it doesn't offend me.
No, you don't.
But I'm also very emotional. So I tell people to take therapy so you can understand how you're emotionally wired to be able to relay that.
Here we go.
But at the same time, that doesn't mean you have to take offense.
Okay, and now I think is a great time to bring up everyone that disagrees. Now I owe you for leaving you back there for so long, so why don't you start us off?
Okay, so the reason I didn't step forward is because I think people have always been sensitive. I think
Nah, people are way more sensitive now, bro. You can't even be friends. Like, Democrats and Republicans can't even be friends no more, bro. Like, there was a time where political parties didn't even matter. Now, if someone is a Republican or likes Trump and you don't, you're moral enemies. Women don't even want to date guys who are not liberal. Like there's things going around where they ask you a question: are you liberal? Who did you vote for? And if you say the wrong thing, they don't even want to talk to you no more. Like, Jesus.
our world and
People are
the
so
United States has
sensitive, bro.
progressed so much. Legislation has been passed. Certain things are not allowed anymore. You can't be racist. You can't be homophobic.
Well, you shouldn't be any of those things. You shouldn't be racist or homo. I'm sorry, ma'am. That was never acceptable in the first place. You just can't. What's sensitive? Well, you shouldn't even be able. You honestly, bro. If it's not in joking terms, like if you're not at a comedy club where it's supposed to be that, you shouldn't be homophobic or you shouldn't be racist at all. Like that was never acceptable. Sorry. I don't know what time where that was acceptable. Being racist was never acceptable. Never acceptable.
You know, even like back in like 2010, what we saw on Glee, like that, stuff like that wouldn't slide. Like, yeah, I know it is. Me and my husband were watching. But
even
yeah,
today, you say something that's racist, like if a white person were to say the N-word in front of somebody, still gonna get mad. It didn't change from back in the day. You just can't say the N-word because of that. I mean, because it's a cool thing to do, bro. It's like,
I think we've always been sensitive. I
think people are sensitive, not just because of the things that they think. I think people are more politically sensitive than anything. Being politically right and all that other stuff. Being homophobic and being racist, that was never a go. Never a go.
think because we are so digitally connected, it's easier to see.
And I'm a big dude. Even if someone were to call me fat, I would not like someone to call me fat back then versus being today. You call me something out of my name, I got an issue with you. Even if you're joking, or I mean, come on, dog. Like, none of that's changed. I just think politics made it so hard for people to there's nothing wrong with disagreeing with shit. Nothing wrong with disagreeing with somebody or agreeing with somebody. It's just people don't want to be called shit. People don't want to be all this other BS. That's happened back in the day. I think people are being sensitive. Not only Let's take away the name calling and all that stuff. I just think people are politically sensitive. Like, people can't have their own views without people getting upset. People can't say things like, and it has nothing to do with even that person's on how to make them feel. People don't even have the wherewithal to not have their emotions tied to a certain policy, bro. And that's why I think that shit is
All of
sensitive.
that now.
Yeah. Originally, when you first like asked the question, I like almost stepped forward, but then like Kim made the point that I was going to say is that in my personal experience, and this is going to be aired, but like the more sensitive types, I think we are saying is the younger generation, but it's because this younger generation is actually calling the older generation out on their bullshit. And they don't know how to take that as they take it as a personal attack and defending themselves and, well, you did this and you did, and it's like, whoa, no, we're just like for the first time saying like, this isn't okay. This isn't like, there's boundaries and people don't understand good boundaries. And then you try to set good boundaries and then you're the bad person.
Yeah.
And so like, I think we have been told, like even my family is like, Katie's the feeler. And I'm like, no, I'm just like literally telling you how I feel. Like you're feeling the same things, but you're calloused and you're numb. I'm feeling these things and I'm not afraid to say what I'm saying, even if you don't take it right, because I'm just being honest. But it's in a way of doing it and that's respectful and that's mindful and that's empathetic, but I don't think that means you're sensitive. And I think the older generation has a hard time of hearing things that they
No, it's
had to
worse with the
suppress from
younger,
their
in my
family
opinion.
because they were gonna get beat.
We had to be hardened up.
Yeah, and so I understand. Like it's a gray middle zone of sensitivity. Because I also do believe now that there are a lot of people who have the internet and use the internet as a mask so they can be more irresponsible, and then in turn there is sensitivity around that. But more or less, I think we've always been sensitive. I think it's just how the world is operating in a way of like self-awareness and understanding yourself at the end of the day is like, oh, feeling your feelings. We all have the same feelings as humans. We all are understanding that like maybe we all have sensitivities, but those are all going to differ based off of your human experience.
This one gets me a little more riled up than the other stuff. I don't think it's sensitivity. I think it's awareness. And you guys talk about white chicks and
awareness. Going up to someone spewing words that's gonna intentionally piss somebody off, that's not sensitivity. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that someone believes in something that you don't believe in, and you're so willing to just like, bro, I know people. They voted for somebody, their parents voted for somebody. It's a complete cutoff because people can't even have their own opinions. They've always had these opinions. To completely cut somebody off is a sensitive thing to do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For a woman to literally ask a man on a date, who did you vote for this last election? Who cares who I voted for? Who cares who I voted for? You.
I hear you're feeling frustrated.
No, hey, Alexa, shh. I'm not talking to you. Alexa, cut off. What the hell's Alexa doing, man?
scary movie. I grew up with Don Rickles and Blazing Saddles. I mean, I grew
People
up
are
in a
definitely
generation
sensitive, bro.
where white people fluidly said the N-word and thought nothing of it, and there was no repercussions. You know, if you did
Bro,
any-
I am not a Trump supporter. Definitely not a Trump supporter, bro. Nowhere near a Trump supporter, bro. Sorry, as many times as I shit on Trump, and it's because I honestly feel like his policies. But I have family members who voted for Trump. I don't care, bro. I'm not arguing with them about. I don't be on the news like that, caring about what people do. I just know I didn't vote for somebody because I don't believe in the policies. Hey, I'ma still watch the UFC when they fight on the at the White House. I actually like Dana White. I look up to Dana White. Dana White is a great businessman. He's a Trump supporter. Doesn't make me not like. It's like my whole thing is we've always been sensitive, if you want to talk about that. I'm talking about being politically sensitive, which is why people are way more sensitive today. People don't like Dana White. They won't watch anything related to Dana White because he supports Trump. And it's like come on, like people won't even talk to somebody. There are people, not you, just there might be white boys who might say the N-word. I'm not, just because they say the N-word, so not I can't have a conversation. Some people just are not educated. Some people are just, I'm not gonna not have a conversation with somebody or be willing to fight somebody because they say the N-word and all that other shit. People call me fat all the time. People be calling me some other weird shit. I'm not willing to be like, oh, well, meet me here. So shit. Come on. That will make me super more sensitive. There are people who are sensitive who will literally would get people to F up out of here just by saying what they say. Saying what they say. People be giving me threats all the goddamn time just for me saying what I say on my stream. People get that upset. And I feel like that's being too damn sensitive. You care about what other people think so much. You care about people's responses when all you did was ask a question. You might not like the response, but we are so willing to get rid of people. People are way more like just look at the epidemic in Chicago. Kids are dying off of what they say on the internet. People are murdering each other just all based off what you said on the internet. Or you were talking that shit on the internet. And people get that goddamn sensitive to take someone's life because they said something. We have people, bro, Charlie Kirk got murdered off of his opinions. I think that's absolutely crazy. People are way more sensitive today. You really gonna kill, you're gonna kill somebody because he has different views than you? And that's what I talk about. You have different politician views and you willing to go blow for blows for that. And it's just like this. It's just like this video. People are so damn sensitive that, hey, I disagree with, I don't agree with a lot of things Destiny does. I'm not going to go and call this man out of his name, bring up his family members and all this other shit.
Wars, basically.
This is why people are so damn sensitive. Look, he's willing to try to fight this guy based off of Destiny's beliefs. People are that sensitive, bro.
The Middle East, we can see all
That's
of
crazy.
the fallout that came from that.
And that's what I'm talking about. Yes, people are way more sensitive to
from that. Okay. All of the downstream negative effects. And when Bush left office, he left Obama with the
Anyway, that's for another day. I don't even know if I'm gonna get to that video. Maybe. I got a lot of energy right now. I just drank a Monster Energy drink, man. I might be on to 12. I have no idea. But I'm not on kick. We're not going on kick tonight. F all that. I don't feel like dealing with trolls today. And it's so much easier to deal with the trolls on Twitch than Kick. But anyways, Kick, I don't even believe it's like real people over there, bro.
Anything
I think it's the same
retarded.
guys who I keep banning, and they keep on making the same. I honestly think there's probably only like 7 people who really watch me on Kick, but it'd be the same 7 dudes who be making new accounts thinking that they new people. Like, come on, dog. I ain't got time for that shit.
If a boy,
Either you like the content or you don't. I can't do things for y'all. Notice I'm still here on the same shit. This shit is interesting to me. It's not interesting to you. Click off, sir. You don't have to be negative. You don't have to talk shit. You can just simply unwatch the shit.
did anything out of line. He was a fag. And I mean, and it was accepted, but it was never right. It was never okay, but nobody did shit about it. And now finally we live in an era where people are being held accountable for their really bad actions. And, you know, now those people are calling other people too sensitive. We're not too sensitive. You're a piece of shit. And I'm sorry, but, you know, you should have been held accountable all along because this,
okay, well,
this was never right. And now I just think people are being called out.
But if you're being called a name, because if you were called a name back then, you're not going to take it to the extent of trying to kill the person. That's what makes it super sensitive. You guys killed a man at a college off of his beliefs. That's crazy, dog. That's crazy.
On it. And we are in a very volatile time because as much as I don't want to get into politics, there's a lot of things being allowed to happen in government that have never happened.
People might even bring this up. Well, Martin Luther King got shot for his beliefs. Yeah. I guess you can say people are just super sensitive in general. So
Happened before, and I'm sorry, guys, I went there, but I mean, we have some disrespectful ass going on, and now you've got these creepy, crawly Gen X and Boomers coming out of the woodwork that are now all of a sudden like, oh, we can start doing this shit again. They're crawling back out, and I'm sorry, but no.
It's always been done this way, but now publicly, and that's what's even crazy.
See, I want to see some real debates, man. These people too damn agreeable, man. They too agreeable. It's like no one is really like. I'm glad they're being respectful, but come on, man, y'all. It's like you guys agree with each other, but it's like you're giving no points. I agree. Like that's not what this show has been based on. Is this Jubilee? I think it's Jubilee.
Is like now this is public, and we're the sensitive ones. The victims are the sensitive ones.
So, and I'd like to kind of go off of what you said too. So like when I was younger, I think younger me and now, we are two polar opposite people. I grew up extremely sensitive, loved my dad to death, but as a kid, he would tell me quit crying like a little because I would cry about everything. I was a show choir.
Well, you shouldn't be doing that. He corrected your shit. You shouldn't be crying over everything, bro. Like it's not that. Yes, come on, dog.
Kid, I was I loved music my entire life, so I was automatically gay immediately.
Yeah.
I was a short, fat kid. That's all I got growing up. And as time went on, and I got bullied more and more and more. Yes, I got hardened. But at the
what are you talking about, dog? What do you mean, bro? All right.
Same time, that f***ed me up for a really long time because until I was, I want to say like
I don't know
2021, I was hardened.
Life was saying that.
That's another way for just saying, chill out with the trolling, bro. You're just trolling to get me off of the subject. That's all y'all do. That's all y'all do. That's not a victim mentality. Sometimes people just don't want to hear you just troll all the goddamn time. If you're going to just troll, then you can leave, bro. That's what I'm saying. If you think I'm failing, let me fail in peace. Like, what are you talking about? All right, goodbye, bro. See you later. Bro, I timed this guy out 5 times. He keeps coming back, bro. This guy is a real weirdo. So we're gonna actually ban this guy. Guy's a weirdo, dog. Niggas be on my cock, bro. How long is a week? Time him out for a week. How long is a week in seconds? Let's time this guy out for a week, bro. How long? Because now you're just being annoying, bro. Not debating. You're just being nasty at this point. So, how long is a day in seconds? Give him a day timeout. How long is a day in seconds? 86. All right, let's just get him out of here. Goodbye, sir. Yeah, you will not be back tonight. You have a great night, sir. See you another day. And once again, the haters always come back. So Jesus Christ, he's gonna get timed out again.
Yeah. Well, and he's way better. He understands now. Like, hey, that was kind of f***ed up in me. I'm sorry. You're my first kid. I didn't know what I was doing.
We're supposed to evolve.
Yes.
And that's what we've done. We've evolved as a society, and they're calling it sensitivity, and it's not the same. We're supposed to evolve. The only sure thing in life is change. Yes. And if you're not changing, you're standing still, and that's not what we're meant to do.
Yeah.
So what was the end of your story? Because you had something a personal story going on.
But I had gotten older, and like I couldn't cry. Like I legitimately could not cry.
You can't cry now, bro.
At all. It was bad. And I dove really bad into alcohol. I'd say from 21 to 25, I I mean, bottle a day. I knew what a bar every single 7 nights a week. I know where to go. And I have a bottle in my car, and I go out and drink that in between because I couldn't afford it. And then I realized over time, I was like, there's something wrong with me. And I had gone to therapy, and I was like, okay, I got stuff wrong with me. And there's got to be that middle ground of, I can't be too sensitive, but I still have to be a man. You have to find that middle ground. You can be a strong man, but you could still be sensitive and have emotion. It's finding that little piece in the middle where you have to be, and that's so hard for most people to find or even see that it's there.
I'm being honest. You can say all that. If you cry in front of your woman, bro, she's gonna find you unattractive. I'm sorry, bro. There's double standards for everything. Women can cry, men can't. What are they? You look like a B word. I mean, there's double standards for everything, bro.
Guys, when they have
men just can't just start crying, dog. Like, nah.
Those stories.
People
yes.
do. I mean, hey, if you have an emotional response, you end up crying. Just know that there are consequences to you crying.
We're made fun of as being sensitive. Don't cry. I was that exact kid on the football team. And so I'm crying. I'm going home. Mom, stop crying. And so when it comes to now, I'm very emotional. I accept that. Yeah, I still cry. I cry all the time. I think it's great. It's something to release from me. However, some of the things that you guys have mentioned,
you're crying
you
over
said
nothing,
it before
dog.
too in your opening.
A lot of y'all cry over nothing, dog. If you're not drunk, and I get it, if you're drunk, yeah. If you're off substances, more likely you're probably gonna cry. It's not even because you want to. It's because you're off of a substance. But just to cry, bro. What are you crying for, my guy? If nothing traumatic happened to you, you shouldn't be crying. You should not be crying, bro. You can feel sad. There's nothing wrong with being sad. You don't need to cry.
There is no one good.
Only time you can cry, in my opinion, is if it's tears of joy. If something beautiful happened and you just oh my God, just can't take it, you just start. But if not for sadness, bro. Like you don't like crying is yes, it's an involuntary emotion, but it's also to get it's also a response for are you okay? It's like, come on, dog. Come on, dog.
So some of the things that we're seeing the products of things we have allowed. Yes. Because there's no one good. And so when you're talking about evolving, I use the term growth. Yes, we're more aware because of social media, but when we're more aware of because of social media, but if no one's good, we're using our own moral standards.
And I'm not saying, like, I don't want to misconstrue this. If you naturally cry, that's fine. Just know that there has to be consequences to that, and especially as a man. Even if a chick cries, bro, what are you crying for? It's like a lot of the time you got to train yourself not to do things. So I'm like, you shed a tear, nigga, wipe that shit off, nigga, and just know that there are consequences to everything, bro. You eat too much, you get fat. You cry, you're gonna be looked at as weak. That's just the response that happens off of the response you do.
And to say they're bad, but in reality, their moral standard are going.
If you're always angry, you're called the angry black man, or you're fucking always angry. There's always gonna be some kind of response, my guy. You too sensitive, you're gonna be called sensitive. You're too political, you're gonna be called too Like, you see what I'm saying?
I don't think I'm doing anything wrong.
You're not doing nothing wrong. Just know that there's consequences, and that's the world trying to correct your behavior. There's some things you should not be doing. If you start robbing stores, and if you don't go to jail, you're gonna keep robbing stores. There's no reason for people to feel sadness all the time. Every so often you feel sad, that's fine. But people should not be feeling sad. That's not a natural human response. We don't see animals crying all goddamn day. Sorry, that's just you're overwhelmed with emotion, and you shouldn't be. I'm sorry, your emotions should not. Action should be everything. Emotions, too much emotion, bro. Sometimes you gotta stop with the booze.
And so that is the reason why when it comes to more sensitive, what truly had changed in me, just like we were saying, the person I was before, very insecure, didn't like that person. But when it came to not only just therapy to understand emotionally how I'm wired, but it also came to my faith to understand how I'm identified. That made me see who I actually am.
And we now have to make that younger version of us proud. I did every single thing I told him I was going to do.
He's dead for me.
I do want to actually interject a little bit since.
But even that, you're not crying right now. So if I feel like you should never feel sorry for yourself, bro. You learn from yourself. You should not be crying. That's not you shouldn't be doing that. Men or women. Sorry. Unless something super traumatic just happened right there, you should not be crying. That's not, or just like people should not be mad all the goddamn time. Like if you feel that way or doing that all the time, then there's something psychologically not wired. You're supposed to just be living life. Shouldn't be doing all that. I'm sorry. It's too much. It's too much. What's it called? The definition of being depressed and anxious is you're depressed because you keep on thinking about things in the past. You're anxious because you keep on thinking about things in the future. There should be a balance where you shouldn't be feeling any of that. Easier said than done, but as human beings, you got to work on this every goddamn day. You got to know what your triggers are. You got to know what your triggers are. Weed, marijuana, drinking. I stopped smoking weed. Now I'm working on stop drinking, man. I get way overly too emotional when I'm drinking. I feel like I got to drink to be funny on stream. I've been sober this entire stream. Could be a bad thing, could be a good thing. I'm testing this out. That's why I test that shit out on Twitch, because I'm gonna go all off on them dudes on Kick, man. Anyways.
I'm the only Gen Z on the panel, male. I would like to
Not saying I'm gonna quit drinking though, but limit that shit.
say I'm also very emotional, very in touch, like I said too already. I never really experienced any sort of bullying.
And I don't feel like I need to be drinking on stream every time just to make the stream funny. That's why I tested that shit on Twitch today, nigga. I know them niggas gonna piss me off over there, man.
Or hate from my family or anything about being emotional.
I knew I wasn't gonna get views. I
knew
knew
I
it.
really showed it when I was younger.
Or
But I
people
think
in the
something
chat.
that I would even almost want to pose to you two, because you guys have experienced that yourselves, is to help my generation out, because the current generation of Gen Z, and I guess you could even lump in Gen Alpha, the misdirection and how to find that middle ground is not at all clear. And they are starting to hit the other pendulum swing where they're going way too far into an area where
I don't think everybody's gonna find it. Not everybody's meant to find it.
Yeah, what is that area? I'm genuinely curious.
Okay, so I'll bring it up. The manosphere and the red pill type stuff, I think it's almost like kind of clinging on to like what you guys have said before. That's clinging on like the past almost, like, you know, this really macho man, you know, they don't see emotions, yet they say aggression, like anger.
After everything was said and done and they were in private, they cried into their bottle of Jack Daniels.
So what are we talking about? The same thing with feminists. That went too far as well. You can say the same thing about feminism. Red pill, I see some good things in red pill. Get your finances in shape, be in shape. Only thing I disagree with red pill is it's a way to pretty much belittle women. That's just, they see women as not an actual source of a benefit, but more as a use. That's why I disagree with red pill. But I don't even agree with being feminist either. Because then it's just, all right, we going too far. Well, men treat us like shit, so we got to shit on the man as well. That's not the basis of what feminism is, and that's definitely not the basis of what red pill is, but it's turning into that. It's based off emotions, and it's always shitting on the other person. Feminism and red pill is the same shit. One is for women, one is for guys. I don't think anybody should be part of any of that shit. But at the same time, there are also good parts in that shit. Women want to be equal, fine. But don't shit on men. Men should get in shape, get their money. That's what men should be doing. Fine. But don't belittle women.
Daniels.
And beat their wives.
And beat their wives.
It's just
Oh, come on. See,
hypocrisy completely
this-
encoded in their DNA. But what I'm saying is, I just think that sensitivity is really important. But I think what is really important right now is teaching my generation, my fellow, peers, friends, anyone
Nigga, teach yourself.
that's even younger than me, that
Let's face it, most of us aren't gonna set foot on Mars.
I'm on Mars! It's freezing. I'm gonna
to be sensitive and how to interpret those emotions properly.
And learning how to express them appropriately. So I'm going to completely backtrack on what I said before. I actually think you're absolutely right. We were always sensitive. We were just never allowed or educated enough to express it. Like I said, grown men would not cry, and then they would go drink a bottle of Jack Daniels, and then they'd die at 52
Who are you talking about, though?
from a massive heart attack because all of that stress buildup. Physiologically, we are built to cry because stress releases cortisol. Too much cortisol is toxic for the body. Tears release that excess hormone. So physiologically, it's what we're built to do. I just think that we are much more empathetic now, and I think we're teaching younger generations to be more empathetic. And I don't necessarily believe in cancel culture. I just believe in, maybe using the R word.
You may find points, but a lot of people, y'all just cry just to cry. You want someone to feel bad for yourself, or you just haven't put in enough work. Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
And the F word and the N word aren't okay, and calling people out for their behavior, and I have tried to call older generations out for behavior, and I usually get like I was in the car with my aunt, and she was screaming on the phone at somebody from her insurance company about her car, about a claim on her car.
I don't blame her.
I'm trying to drive, and I'm like, look, can you not scream? Because number one, it's literally hurting my ears, and number two, it's very triggering for me. She said, stop using that word. I hate that word. You're so sensitive.
I think in that, I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. It's just because I want to quickly answer it because it's something that we are seeing with the guys.
All right, bro. I've been watching this shit for way too long, man. Jesus. Is there anything I need to get to, bro? It's already late. Jesus Christ. I will stick on some shit. Is there anything I really want to get into? I can't even do freestyles over here no more, bro. It's like, fuck it, I might do pop the balloon. Pop the balloon. Pop the balloon. Just to change the subject. Jesus. All this shit is so goddamn heavy, huh? Heavy, bro. I feel heavy. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this.
New
We'll
TheraBreath
see.
toothpaste powers up your routine.
Just testing. Today's a test.
Epic freshness guaranteed.
Serve a little sad.
So I used to have your job.
Want a little sad ass.
Level pop. 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 Level pop.
See the baddies. I'm gonna be honest, if there's no baddies, I'm out. Oh no. People still do the chicken head, bro. What the shit? Love or pop. Jada Pickens. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, man. Sorry. I don't think I can do this. I should play video games. Actually, I should play video games. Damn, look at that wagon. Yeehaw. Actually, I might play video games. That's the crazy part. Technically, I didn't lie, though. So we might play video games.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here with another episode of Pop the Balloon or Find Love. And we have some beautiful single ladies lined up. Make some noise, ladies. I love the energy. Yes. So we're going to be bringing out some single guys one by one. When he comes around this corner, if he's saying all the right things, you know, outfits on point, whatever it may be, do not pop your balloon. However, if there's anything that's kind of standing out, red flags, you know, they're all popping off.
All right, Arlette, I appreciate it. So technically, I didn't lie. All right, after this, I'm going to bed.